What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
This is the OPS pregame report.
And welcome live from Spartan Arena on the campus of Homestead High School, where we're getting set for this Saturday night powerhouse matchup as the Homestead Spartans host Indianapolis Lawrence North Wildcats. Good evening, I'm Brayden Carroll, joined alongside color commentator Noah Johanningsmeier and sideline reporter Jenna Lane. We're just about 9 minutes away from tip-off of tonight's bout, and Noah, another tough out-of-conference matchup for Homestead against a ranked team as well.
The Spartans have played a tough schedule all year long, a top 10 strength of schedule in the state, and that story continues here tonight against a tough Lawrence North team.
And let's go ahead and get into the OPS pregame report. First, Noah, these two teams are both coming off big wins in their conferences. For Homestead, they're off last night's dominant 85-59 win over Northside on the road to keep their SAC title hopes alive, and Lawrence North pulled off a big Metropolitan upset over the number 6 team in Jeff Sagarin's computer ratings, knocking off North Central 60-48.
And for Homestead last night, it was a nice, dominant victory, really led by Fletcher Lawyer, getting his first double-double of the year with 26 points and 10 rebounds. And then that nice win for Lawrence North as well. To be able to knock off North Central is huge for them, and they get some nice momentum riding into this one. And Mac Brown and CJ Gunn, both 20-point scorers, led the way to that victory for Lawrence North.
And let's take a look at standings in the SAC after last night. Concordia knocked off the top spot by Snyder, 70-67 the final. So now it's the Panthers at the top, with the Cadets and Homestead trailing behind with one loss as well. But Snyder holds the tiebreaker over both of them. Barring a chaotic second half of conference play, those three look to be the remaining contenders for the SAC title.
And with Snyder being able to get that nice win over Concordia, and then also Homestead beating Northside and giving Northside their second loss, it's really Snyder leading their way, or controlling their own destiny for the rest of this SAC season, and Homestead and Concordia just hoping for a Snyder loss now.
And today marks Homestead's 6th game against their 5th Indy area school, 3-2 record against squads from the big city, and the Spartans would love to keep that as a winning record after today.
They have really challenged themselves against Indy schools this year, scheduled multiple, and we saw some nice wins come out of these matchups. Being able to beat Carmel by 11, being able to knock off Westfield, both top 10 teams in the state. They've also had to suffer some tough losses against Indy schools with Fishers and Cathedral, who are both top 5 teams in the state, and they suffered losses to both of them.
And look at that, top 50, or top 30, all of those in the Sagarin ratings. Tough Indy area schools Homestead has faced. And the state's biggest rivalry trickles down to high school too. And tonight we'll see a little precursor to the future of IU Purdue. Hoosier signee CJ Gunn and Purdue signee Fletcher Lawyer facing off tonight just as they will in college.
Yeah, they're going to be future rivals, and they also are really good friends. They play on the same AAU team, Indy Heat. They have known each other very well, and they are going to be a great matchup to watch here tonight, the two guards going at it.
And that'll take us into our first break. Coming up, an in-depth look at the Lawrence North Wildcats and a look at the two legendary coaches facing off in today's game. The OPS pregame show continues after this.
home.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat you up when you go home. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. I'm just gonna bite you.
Oh, baby, that looks amazing. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
And welcome back to the OPS pregame show ahead of tonight's action between two 4A Giants, Homestead and Lawrence North. I'm Brayden Carroll, joined by Noah Johanningsmeier and sideline reporter Jenna Lane. Spartan Arena filling up with Indiana high school fans as we're getting closer to the start of the game. And taking a look at the season for the Wildcats, this team doesn't have the 15th strength of schedule in the state for nothing. 4 games against top 25 teams in Jeff Sagarin's computer ratings. This will be their 5th and their 4th in a row against top 25 competition. They faced a brutal stretch in the month of January, and they've got to feel ready for the Spartans tonight because of their experience with top-of-the-line teams.
Yeah, the Wildcats have been playing tough competition left and right. That's what's going to happen when you're in the Metropolitan Conference. Just look at their last 4 games. You just talked about it. All of them are top 25 opponents, and they were able to go 3-1 in that stretch, suffering a blowout loss, though, against Ben Davis during that stretch.
That Ben Davis team, though, really tough. Lawrence North, they have faced some tough teams. All 3 losses to top 100 teams via the Sagarin ratings. And looking at these two teams statistically, both these teams love to take their jump shots, especially from beyond the arc. Both shoot above 30% from three-point range. The biggest contrast between the two is Lawrence North's struggles with ball control, as they average 15 turnovers a game.
Yeah, those turnovers could really become a problem for the Wildcats. We saw it against Ben Davis, like we were just talking about it on January 11th, when Ben Davis was able to dominate Lawrence North. The Wildcats cannot afford to let turnovers be an issue here against the Spartans.
And Noah, tonight is a bout between two of Indiana's premier coaches, the legendary and already inducted Hall of Famer Jack Kiefer and Northeast Indiana's finest Chris Johnson. This is going to be like a game of chess between these two basketball minds going head-to-head.
Yeah, these are two historic coaches in Indiana high school basketball history. Kiefer, a 4-time state title as a head coach, and he is inside of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. He is a great all-time coach. And then Coach Chris Johnson for the Spartans, also very well recognized in the state. He's up to 463 wins, and he also has a state title. These two coaches are very well known and are great.
And Jack Kiefer, he's known best for having coached the greatest team, arguably the greatest team in Indiana high school history, that 2006 squad that went 29-0, beat Muncie Central 80-56 in the state final. First Indiana team to win the mythical national title since Attucks in 1955. He has coached some amazing squads, 4 state titles, that 3-state run between 04 and 06. Legendary coach coming up from Indianapolis.
Yeah, to be able to have a 3-peat in the Indiana state title, that is unheard of. Rarely ever happens, but Jack Kiefer able to lead that team to those state titles, and he's in his 49th year coaching. He is very experienced, and he knows what he is doing.
And Coach Johnson, he has that 1 state title in 2015 that he won with Caleb Swanigan and that stacked squad. He's more an up and rising coach. He's got double-digit conference championships, and he's up there trying to make a name for himself to get in the Hall of Fame and become a historic head coach himself.
Yeah, he is very well known in the state of Indiana, though, already. And just with his dominance and his 460 wins already.
And that'll take us to a break in the OPS pregame show. Fort Wayne versus Indianapolis, Homestead versus Lawrence North coming up.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
And welcome back to the OPS pregame show ahead of tonight's matchup between the 8-3 Lawrence North Wildcats and the 12-5 Spartans. I'm Brayden Carroll, joined alongside Noah Johanningsmeier live from Spartan Arena. And now let's send it down to sideline reporter Jenna Lane, who's standing by with head coach Chris Johnson.
Thanks, Brayden. I'm here with Coach Johnson. And Coach, another big one today against a perennial power in the state. What do the Spartans need to do today to come out on top?
Well, we have to make sure we keep them out of the lane, from stopping them from attacking the basket, make them shoot outside shots, open falling. We're looking forward to today. And so far, for the Who Day Nation, go Bengals.
Thanks and good luck. Brayden, back.
Thank you, Jenna. Big matchup tonight between Homestead and Lawrence North. Should be a fun one. Last time that these two teams faced off was that amazing overtime game last season, and we're about to see a fun one tonight too.
Yeah, last year was a thriller between two top teams in the state, and Homestead was able to walk away with the win.
55-50 in overtime. That was a number one Lawrence North team. The second overtime game of the season for the Spartans. We have got a big matchup coming up today between Homestead and Lawrence North. Jack Kiefer and Chris Johnson.
It's going to be a fun one here tonight against Spartans versus Wildcats.
Lawrence North, Homestead here at Spartan Arena coming up after this.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
I can't wait to get you home.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat you up when you go home. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. I'm just gonna bite you.
Oh, baby, that looks amazing. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
Welcome back from Spartan Arena. Homestead, Lawrence North here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. A big 4A matchup. Fort Wayne, Indianapolis. I'm Brayden Carroll, joined alongside color commentator Noah Johanningsmeier as we're getting ready to go here. Let's take a look at tonight's OPS starting lineups for Homestead and Lawrence North. For Lawrence North, it will be number 4, C.J. Gunn, number 5, Danny Royster, number 13, Kobe Bowles, number 24, Omar Cooper Jr., and number 3, Mac Brown, will be in place of number 30, Xavier Robinson.
And this is a fun starting lineup with 3 of the players going on to play sports at the next level, with C.J. Gunn going to IU for basketball, and then Danny Royster and Omar Cooper Jr. playing football at the next level.
And then number 2, Fletcher Lawyer. Number 12, Kyron Kalpwicki. Number 14, Grady Swing. Number 20, Andrew Leeper. Number 22, Grant Leeper for the Homestead Spartans.
And it's going to be fun to watch Grant Leeper's height against this Lawrence North team. We just saw against Columbia City on Tuesday, Leeper was able to dominate with a height advantage, and he once again is going to have that here tonight.
Now let's take a look at the Fort Wayne Orthopedics keys to the game. Noah, what do you have for these squads?
You got to limit second chance points if you're the Spartans, and then you also have to have good low post scoring. I was just saying it. Leaper is a nice, dominant down low scorer with his height advantage, and then for Lawrence North, you have to force turnovers, get fast break points, and you got to make sure the Spartans play from behind. You have to get a lead early on the Spartans team and make it difficult for them to work their way back into it.
And you know, another key for Homestead would be to get more players than Fletcher Lawyer involved. The last 2 games, they've had 4 double-digit scorers, and their last 2 games have been number 1 and number 2 in scoring this season.
They have had nice production from everyone around Fletcher Lawyer, and it would be nice for the Spartans to be able to do that again here tonight.
Officials in this game, Robert Childers, Joey Johnson, and James Payne, as we're getting started here at Spartan Arena, Lawrence North Homestead. Mac Brown going up, and it's Royster finishing it off with the second chance bucket.
Early, Lawrence North able to get second chance points. We said it pregame, Homestead cannot allow those second chance opportunities for the Wildcats.
Lawyer with it for the Spartans. Give to Kalpawiki. Deep 3 over Gunn, no good, out of bounds. Lawrence North possession. That is a bold shot to start it off for Homestead.
Even though it was pretty bold and it wasn't able to fall, I like it. With Kyron Kalpawiki shooting 47% from beyond on the season, try to get him warm early on in this game.
CJ Gunn, the IU commit, with it for Lawrence North. Feed to Royster out of bounds. Tipped by Grant Leaper. And the officials seem to disagree, and the sideline official points it should be possession Homestead, and that's the call.
Nice defense there by the Spartans, forcing a turnover. And we have said it multiple times already on this broadcast, that could be a problem for the Wildcats to really handicap them here tonight.
Lawyer to the baseline. Now Andrew Leaper. Feed Kalpawiki. Back to Andrew Leaper. 3 over Gunn. No good. Caught nothing but air. Rebounded by Cooper Jr.
And the Spartans settling for jump shots early on. Try to get it down low maybe.
And there's CJ Gunn with a dump shot from beyond the arc. 5-0 Lawrence North.
That's a huge shot there for the Wildcats. Gunn getting warm early on.
And Grant Leaper, nice finish down low as Homestead finally on the board.
And that's exactly what you want to see for the Spartans. Get it down low, get it to Leaper, and let him take advantage of the height advantage.
Nice feed to Cooper Jr. off the glass and into the cup.
A good look there by the IU football commit, getting inside and being able to get it in off the glass.
Grady swing, bounce past Andrew Leaper. Spinning around, Brown, shot no good. Lawyer trying to get this second chance bucket. Oh, Grant Leaper couldn't get it either. Offensive board by Andrew Leaper, Lawyer 3, swish! Homestead ends a long possession with 3 points.
Just the constant effort to keep coming back and getting those rebounds. The Spartans playing good early on.
Brown with it for the Wildcats. Little shimmy, step back, thought about taking a 3. Give to Gunn. He'll take the step back 3 at the top of the key and good. Lawrence North breaks double digits 10-5.
What a start for Gunn, already knocking down multiple triples. And that one right there, he just showed his handle off and his ability to create space quickly.
Lawyer's pass tipped and stolen. Bowls down the court. Step up 3-pointer, no good by Brown. Homestead with it.
The Wildcats trying to speed things up and get out in transition right now.
Oh, a nice tough shot in the mid-range by Lawyer. Double team, doesn't matter.
Fletcher Lawyer showing his ability to dribble and create shots inside the arc.
He's up to 5 points early in this one. Gunn 3, no good off the front of the iron. Rebound on the ground. Cooper Jr. had it, but now swing with it. And Cooper Jr. fouls him, trying to get it back.
And how about these Spartans so far? Playing pretty good from beyond, or inside the arc, getting second chance opportunities. And for the Wildcats, it's really just been the outside opportunities from Gunn and then also attacking the basket, getting these 10 early points.
Lawyer for three, no good. Ken should shoot, no good by Andrew Leeper. Nice hook shot to put it back.
Once again, second chance opportunity for the Spartans, and they capitalize on that one. For Lawrence North, got to find a man and box out.
Brown with it for Lawrence North. Bounce pass Cooper Jr. Cross court to Bells. Going in. Tough shot. Good over Lawyer. Nice little floater.
A nice attack of the basket there for Bulls. And now 4 players are already on the board for the Wildcats so far in this game scoring-wise.
Whistle blown. A second foul for Lawrence North. That one's going to be on Bowles.
And that's just his first foul, so no foul trouble early on in this first quarter yet.
Lawyer with it for the Spartans. Oh, great swing. And that's an off-ball foul on Fletcher Lawyer. He sent Kobe Bowles to the ground.
Lawyer just trying to run through a screen there and not being able to get around Bowles.
Bowles will take it across the timeline for the Wildcats. Bounce pass Cooper Jr. tried to feed Gunn. It was a laser and he wasn't ready for it. Turnover for Homestead, followed by a turnover for Lawrence North.
And if he takes just a little bit off of that pass, that's probably a nice lay-in for Gunn, as he got the backdoor cut to work pretty well for him.
Kalpawiki with it for Homestead. Lawyer dumped to Grant Leeper down low and stolen by Brown. Both these teams having a little trouble with turnovers early. Gunn jumper inside the line and in.
And how about the confidence early on from CJ Gunn, just pulling up from wherever he wants and already up to 8 points.
And another off-ball foul called. This time on Lawrence North, and head coach Jack Kiefer not happy at all.
Not happy with that call.
And actually, that is a double foul. One on Grant Leeper for Homestead and the other on Danny Royster for Lawrence North. Those offset, so we'll stay with Homestead. Both coaches not quite happy with the call.
Just a physical battle going on early. Fouls already starting to rack up with 5 early on in this one.
Andrew Leeper. Few perimeter passes. Lawyer ends up with it to the baseline. Tough shot. Hit the side of the backboard. Cooper Jr. gets the rebound. Bulls dumping a difficult shot by Gunn, and he is fouled. Fletcher Lawyer called for it. And Coach Johnson cannot believe that one.
And Gunn just continuing his aggressiveness right now, trying to get up as many shots as possible.
That one's called not up in the air, but on the floor. That's probably best case scenario for Homestead. They don't send CJ Gunn to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, that's not what you would have wanted to see if you're the Spartans, so they got lucky there. But that was the second foul on Fletcher Lawyer, so that's going to be something to watch throughout this game.
That's their top player, a little bit in foul trouble. He got 26 points last night against Northside. He averages 27 a game. Can't afford to have him out early on the bench due to unnecessary fouls. CJ Gunn jumper, no good at the mid-range. Ball out of bounds, Homestead with possession.
Even though Gunn couldn't get that one to fall, I like that Lawrence North continues to try to get CJ Gunn open looks because he is an electric scorer. He's coming off of a 21-point game from last night, and he's already up to 8 on the night.
8 points, leading scorer in this one so far. Leading scorer for Homestead is Fletcher Lawyer with 5. CJ Gunn, he is such a dominant player. There's a reason he's going to IU. He's ranked as a 3-star shooting guard, tough player. Andrew Leeper for 3. No good after a couple bounces off the rim, but Lawyer gets the second chance points.
Homestead already racking up second chance points. I believe that's their 3rd putback already in this first quarter. Lawrence North really got to box out, find a man on defense right now.
Oh, and Cooper Jr. had his wallet stolen by a lawyer inside. Oh, right back at you, Cooper Jr. Oh, my. And a jam on the other end by Gunn.
What in the world just happened here from Spartan Arena? We're going back and forth right now.
What a set of possessions between these two. Oh, my goodness, CJ Gunn.
What a dunk, showing his athleticism in that fast break. And then just moments before that, we saw Omar Cooper Jr. jump up and pin Fletcher Lawyer off of the glass. IU commit for football also showing his athleticism.
Two IU players, oh my goodness, just went wild on defense and offense. Kalbowicki for three. No good. Rebound, Brown. Quick cross the court, down to the paint. And foul called. That one's on Max Schiltz on his first defensive possession.
And how about Brown, just with his explosiveness attacking the rim there, just quickly blowing by defenders, showing how quick he is, leading to him drawing the foul and shooting two now from the charity stripe.
He's the leading free throw shooter on this team, 82%. Very reliable. Also gets 11.2 points per game for this squad. He's proven to be a great player. Even had 23 last night against North Central.
And with those made free throws for Brown, now every single starter for Lawrence North has scored in this game.
Wildcats really stepping up. I mean, they're up 7, and they have really seemed to be the better team in this first quarter.
They've really played very efficient and effective on the offensive end, and if they limit second chance opportunities, they would be even more control of this one.
Lawyer no good. That was a bad miss, but Lawyer second chance in the corner and in.
Once again, it's a second chance opportunity, keeping the Spartans right within reach against these Wildcats.
Bulls with it for Lawrence North. Wildcats looks like they're going to hold for the final shot. This has been a first quarter pretty much dominated by the Wildcats. But Homestead, they're getting a fighting chance to maybe make this a tie heading into the second quarter, and a travel called on Omar Cooper Jr. He is livid about that.
Now the Spartans a chance to make it a one-possession game to end this first quarter.
Kalbowicki will take it. No good. Rebound, CJ Gunn. Didn't get that one in time, and that's how the first quarter ends. Lawrence North heading into Spartan Arena up 4 after 8 minutes of play.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Wildcats up 4 after 1 quarter of play. Let's go down to sideline reporter Jenna Lane with the first quarter update.
Brayden, it was nearly 1 year ago when number 2 Homestead traveled to number 1 Lawrence North in a battle of 2 unbeatens. That game saw the Spartans get out to a quick start, but in typical Lawrence North fashion, the Wildcats battled back all game long and forced overtime. But in that overtime period, the Spartans regrouped and ultimately came out on top 55-50. Fletcher Lawyer led all scorers that day with 27 points. CJ Gunn had 13 for the Wildcats. But Brayden, that win last year catapulted the Spartans to their first ever number 1 ranking in all 3 polls. The media poll, the coaches poll, and the Sagarin ratings, something our girls basketball team also accomplished just last week. Brayden.
Thank you, Jenna. That was a gigantic win by Homestead at Lawrence North. Number 1, number 2. We talked about during the pregame show, elevated the Spartans to a new level of respect that they ended up deserving last season, going undefeated in regular season play.
Yeah, the Spartans really claimed #1 in the state after that huge win against the Wildcats last season.
And it wasn't until they played Carroll that they ended up getting their first loss. And both these teams very familiar with last year's Carroll. CJ Gunn for 3. Or no, that's Brown taking it, no good. But both these teams very familiar with last season's Carroll. Homestead, their sole loss was to them in regionals, and Lawrence North, they ended up losing in overtime to the Greyhounds in the state finals.
Yeah, Carroll is always going to be a great team, and last season, these two teams ended their years against the Greyhounds.
Tough team. They've won the last 2 straight state finals. Both these teams, Homestead and Lawrence North, they're looking for one this year. Wildcats with CJ Gunn and Spartans with Fletcher Lawyer, they both believe they have the talent they need.
Yeah, and talking about CJ Gunn and Fletcher Lawyer, they're both already double digits, both at 10 points just through the first 9 minutes of play in this ballgame.
We knew those two would step up even before tip-off. 2 leading scorers for these squads and the leaders overall of the teams. Azakuto with it for Homestead, give to Swing. And he gives to Lawyer. Spartans hanging around the perimeter. Lawyer double teamed, wasn't ready for it, but a blocking foul called on the Wildcats as Omar Cooper Jr. rushed in.
And how about Fletcher Lawyer? Been dominant on the season, those 27.1 points per game and up to 10 already tonight.
And Lawyer has the ball for the Spartans. He's the one who usually takes it up across the court. Oh, and he's stolen by Omar Cooper. Open lane, here comes Azakuto. And he gets the shot contest he needs to stop the fast break in its track. Swing for 3 on Homestead's fast break right into the cup.
And how about the momentum swinger there? We saw Lawrence North with a chance to make it up to 6, but then Swing was able to get a 3 to cut it down to 1.
Bowles with it for Lawrence North. Just saw Azakuto playing tight defense. He has really stepped up in these last few games.
Yeah, we saw on Tuesday for the Spartans, Azakuto played a fantastic game on both sides of the ball. He knocked down multiple triples and was getting steals left and right.
It was his first double-digit game of the season. The exact kind of game he needed to get some momentum on the year. Cooper for 3. No good. Mac Brown tried to save it. Foot out of bounds. And Homestead, nice defensive stop.
They've been playing aggressive defense throughout this one, and it's really starting to get to the Wildcats here, with the Wildcats still yet to score in this second quarter, almost 2.5 minutes in.
Bryson Bond on the floor as Mac Brown headed to the bench. Azakuto in the corner, moving inside. Bounce pass stolen. Bowles right there to get the interception.
Just a simple mistake there by Azakuto trying to force a pass down low.
Nice 3-pointer by Gunn over Grady Swing. Didn't even acknowledge the defense collapsing on him.
CJ Gunn, just an electric shooter from downtown, already up to 3 threes on the night.
Oh, nice save by Grant Leaper. Gunn trying to play tight defense, and he's called for a reach-in.
And that's already going to be Gunn's second. So now we're seeing Fletcher Lawyer and CJ Gunn, the 2 stars in this one, both with 2 fouls.
That's not what you need if you're either of these teams. Your leading scorers, both on the season and in this game so far, in some foul trouble. If either of those get up to 3 fouls, they might not see any more minutes in this second quarter.
Their foul trouble is definitely going to be something to watch for the rest of this ballgame.
Lawyer, deep 3 over Cooper Jr. In and out. Andrew Leaper, offensive board, fouled on the way up. He's going to the line for 2 free throws. Bryson Bond called for that one. His first and the team's 6th.
And the story of that first quarter was just the Spartans being able to get second chance opportunities and convert on those second chance opportunities. And we just saw it right here once again. Leaper with a second chance opportunity, drew a foul, and he's at the free throw line. For Lawrence North, they've really got to start eliminating those second chance opportunities, box out, and do not allow rebounds for the Spartans on the offensive end.
Andrew Leeper up to 4 points after that free throw line trip. Lawrence North on offense up 2 here in the second quarter of play. Mac Brown to the baseline, jumper good, just in front of the paint.
What a move there by Brown, just attacking the basket and getting a nice floater to roll in.
Grant Leeper spinning around. Hughes, no good, out of bounds. Ball stays, and it looks like the officials are actually disagreeing again. Possession will go to Lawrence North. The officials end up agreeing.
And how about this Lawrence North defense so far against Grant Leeper down low? We thought pregame that the height advantage for Leeper could be a storyline, but Lawrence North being able to send some doubles at him and really disrupt his flow early on in this one.
Mac Brown, top of the key. Moves inside, tough one over Grant Leeper, no good. His brother Andrew Leeper with the rebound. Oh, he's tripped up by Mac Brown, no call. Homestead on offense, Kalpaliki at the perimeter. Feeds a swing, thought about a 3, and a travel called. Grady Swing, one too many steps, and another turnover for the Spartans.
Yeah, just some indecision there from Grady Swing on whether or not to shoot or drive inside, leading to a turnover. And right now, if you're the Spartans, trying to get a lead in this one in this second quarter, down 4, turnovers like that you just can't afford.
CJ Gunn back in the game. Coach Kiefer feels confident that he won't get into further foul trouble. Omar Cooper Jr., the one who subbed out for him. Gunn with it for the Wildcats, guarded by Swing, moving inside. Nice floater. Nice little layup down there.
CJ Gunn playing a phenomenal game on the offensive end. He's already up to 15 points in this second quarter right now.
Grady Swing, left wing, feed to Kalpaliki. Lawrence North up 6. It feels like every time Homestead tries to make this a close game, Lawrence North finds a way to get the lead back to their side in big ways. Wildcats with possession after the jump ball. Just above 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
And right now, these 3 minutes could be huge to decide the outcome of this game, just closing out the first half. If Lawrence North could extend, they could really hold on to the lead throughout this game, but Homestead with a chance to cut into it right now.
Hughes down low, can't get the bucket. Bond tried to get a second chance shot, but he's called for a rebounding foul. That's his second. So that's another Wildcat nearing some foul trouble. And that puts Homestead in the bonus. Fletcher Lawyer will be the one shooting the 1-and-1.
And that's not what you want to do if you're the Wildcats. Lawyer at 85% free throw shooter on the season, almost giving Homestead some free points.
Lawyer's pretty confident in that free throw shot of his. Fantastic player, top 100 in his class for all positions. Number 9 shooting guard, number 3 in Indiana. Those are according to 27 Sports composite rankings. Highly touted player, especially from the free throw line. The whistle blown. They wanted to travel, but instead it'll be a foul on Grady Swing.
Yeah, some physical play there between Gunn and Swing. Swing just trying to fight for that ball.
You can see the fans, they want to travel. Call's already made though. Inbound three-pointer in the corner for Gunn. No good. Gets his own offensive board. Brown saves it. Wild. Gunn for 3. No good off the front of the iron. Another offensive board. Bulls with it.
And if you're the Spartans, these second chance opportunities, not what you want to be seeing for the Wildcats, but those were both just long rebounds that are always going to be out of control on those three-point shots.
Mac Brown with it again. He feeds Hughes in the corner. Back out top of the key. Lawrence North really extending this possession. 2 minutes left in this first half. Bulls spinning around. Lawyer shot up. No good. Hughes almost got another offensive board, but Homestead finally puts an X to that possession. Lawyer to the baseline. Oh, he is swatted down by C.J. Gunn.
What a play by C.J. Gunn there, leaping up into the air and swatting that out of bounds.
Get that out of here. And he looks right at Fletcher Lawyer. Those two are best friends, but today, bitter enemies. Andrew Leeper off the glass. Grant Leeper trying to finish. No good, but he's fouled on the way up.
Great second effort there by Grant Leeper, following Andrew Leeper to the basket and getting that offensive board and drawing a foul on Lawrence North, so now he'll be shooting 2 free throws.
That's the second foul for Kobe Bowles. Several Wildcats, 3 with 2 fouls. Could be an issue for Coach Jack Kiefer. 2 of those are in the starting lineup. Second one good for Grant Leeper, 1 of 2 trip. 1 possession game now. Bulls with it for Lawrence North. He feeds Cooper Jr. Out to Gunn, 3 over swing. No good, caught nothing but air. And Kapwiecki's there for the board.
And after Gunn's hot start to this game, we've been seeing him struggle from downtown the last couple of minutes. Maybe try to get inside if you're the Wildcats.
On Lawyer, miscommunication with Grant Leeper. Pass went straight out of bounds.
Not what you want to do if you're the Spartans right now. Try to hold on to every possession you possibly can and avoid those turnovers.
Seems to be a bit of a miscommunication. Now we're back on track. Minute 9 left in the second quarter. Lawrence North up 3. The visiting team here in Spartan Arena. Bowles with it. Right wing guarded by Fletcher Lawyer. Cooper Jr. He gives to Brown. Bowles with it again. Lawrence North might be buying time here. Waiting for a final shot, possibly. Oh, Gunn lost it. Oh, Coach Johnson wasn't over in the back, not called. Well, not over the back, but it appeared as if his feet were over the half-court line. Gunn, mid-range jumper, good for C.J. Gunn.
A nice shot there for Gunn, getting himself back into rhythm, and now he's back up to 17 points just in this first half.
Fletcher Lawyer, 10 seconds left. Probably holding for the final shot. Team down 5, wants something to make this a 1-possession game. 2 seconds. Feed, swing. Kapwiecki didn't get it off in time. He made it, but it does not count. 1 too many passes, and at half, Lawrence North leads 27-22 over the Homestead Spartans. And let's go down to sideline reporter Jenna Lane with head coach Chris Johnson.
Thanks, Brayden. Coach down 5 here at the half. Second quarter offense was struggling. So what needs to change in the second half to really get things rolling again?
Well, just like we said, I mean, going to have to be able to score points. I mean, I thought, for a half, we played pretty good defensively.
All right, thank you. Brayden, back to you.
Thank you, Jenna. We're going to go ahead and take a break. OPS halftime report with Anthony Gary and Noah Lance coming up. Wildcats up 5 and a half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
I can't wait to get you home.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat you up when you go home. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. I'm just gonna bite you.
Oh, baby, that looks amazing. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
This is the OPS Halftime Report.
And welcome live courtside for the OPS Halftime Report. I'm Anthony Garrett alongside Noah Lance. And Noah, how about that first half? Lawrence North leads by 5 at the end of 16 minutes.
Well, they came out firing, and it was led by CJ Gunn. He had 17 out of their 27 points. He was by far the best player on the court in that first half. It seems like he was hitting every single jump shot that he was taking.
Yeah, CJ Gunn really took control for Lawrence North, really leading this offense. But right now, CJ Gunn is sitting at 2 fouls, as well as Fletcher Lawyer, who has been leading the offense for Homestead. Could this write some narratives for the second half?
It really could. If those two pick up a third, they may have to sit. It was interesting to see Coach Johnson for Homestead leave Fletcher Lawyer on the court with 2 fouls. He picked those 2 fouls up 4 minutes into the first quarter, but he's a very disciplined player and was able to go all the way to halftime without picking up another one.
And leaving Fletcher in allowed for this game to be pretty close as we now take a look at the stats for the first half. Lawrence North and Homestead, they both weren't shooting their best from beyond the arc, but in the field, Lawrence North was really dominating.
They are completely dominating when it comes for their shooting percentages. 29% for Homestead has been a real struggle. It doesn't seem like they can find their shot, but they're making it up a little bit at the line. They've got 3 more made free throws. They're going more. They're winning the rebound game. They have more turnovers, but right now they need to knock down their shots because Lawrence North is doing a better job at it.
And that was a pretty big narrative in the first half. Homestead turned the ball over 8 times. Very sloppy basketball, a lot of passes, just unclean miscommunication to the bigs underneath.
And that's what's led to this Lawrence North team having the better field goal percentage. They've had a lot of easy points in transition. CJ Gunn had a big dunk, and that gave a lot of momentum to the Wildcats. The Spartans can't allow any more turnovers like that.
The only worry for Lawrence North right now is that CJ Gunn is the only person to have yet made a 3 for Lawrence North. The rest of the team is 0 for 5.
Well, he's the leader of this team, the IU commit. He is just a complete star, and he's showing it here today. He's hit a bunch of tough shots, but his teammates are going to have to get involved. It's really been the story of this season, especially Homestead. They've got one player making all the shots. Teammates got to help him out.
And now we're going to take a look at our SAC headlines for the week, starting with some commitments this week. Andrew Leeper made his sign all the way up to Hope College in Michigan. Max Schultz for football went to St. Francis. Then Elijah Davis, who was here just 8 days ago playing for Snyder, is on his way to Manchester.
3 great players in the SAC, 2 of them being starters, the ones on the basketball court, Andrew Leeper and Elijah Davis, and Max Schultz, a powerful hitting linebacker for Homestead. Those 2 players are going to be missed for Homestead. Elijah Davis is going to be missed for Snyder, but all of them are going to be looking to do good things in the future.
And right now, there is a new leader in the SAC atop the boys' standings. Snyder now stands alone on top of the SAC after knocking off Concordia yesterday and Homestead 8 days ago.
And just 8 days ago, Snyder was sitting at 3rd in the SAC. Wow, things can change quick. They took off the top 2. It was Concordia and Homestead undefeated 8 days ago at the top. Now Snyder has gone in and beat both those teams in their last 2 SAC games, taking over. Now if they win out, they can win the SAC.
Indiana basketball is always so exciting. It always changes, and Snyder now leading the SAC, controlling their own destiny in the SAC is just another example of things switching up in a minute.
and they don't have too many tough games left. The hardest one is going to be against Southside. Carroll, they still play, but Carroll's really fallen off this year. They've only got one SAC win, so Snyder should be looking to cruise in to a #1 SAC
And
title.
speaking of winning the SAC, the Homestead girls basketball team won against Northside yesterday, and now they are the #1 team in the SAC.
And just getting back on top. Ever since 2016, they've only lost the SAC title one time, and that was last year, but now they're back on top, regaining the SAC.
And speaking of girls basketball, tomorrow night at 5 p.m. is the ever-important sectional drawing for the 2022 IHSAA State Tournament. And Noah, when breaking down Sectional 6, I think everyone around here is anticipating that potential matchup between the two top 10 ranked teams, Homestead and Columbia City. But who could really play spoiler in the field?
Well, in this field, it's got to be Huntington North. They play their own style of basketball, a very slow pace. They actually held Homestead to their lowest scoring of the season. Homestead came out victorious 43-35, but watch out for the Vikings. They could knock off any of these teams. But Columbia City, they've got one loss. So does Homestead. Two great teams could be matching up. It's going to be really fun to see who comes out of this sectional.
And that drawing is going to be so important. Homestead, Columbia City, Huntington North are all really strong teams.
Yes, they are, and it'll just be interesting to see how it all shapes up, and heading into postseason play is going to be fun.
And with that, we're going to wrap up the OPS halftime show. When we come back, Brayden, Carroll, and Noah Johanningsmeier will be live up in the booth. You're watching Homestead High School Hoops on Homestead Live.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Welcome back from Spartan Arena. Second half getting ready to go between Lawrence North and Homestead. It's the Wildcats up 27-22 over the hosting Spartans. I'm Brayden Carroll, joined by Noah Johanningsmeier as both teams getting ready to go. Lawrence North, they're up 5 here in Spartan Arena. They have really stepped up to the occasion, coming into Homestead's court and playing a phenomenal first half.
And it was really the first quarter where they got out to this lead. They scored 18 points just in that first quarter. A dominant quarter of basketball on the offensive end. Shooting very efficient, and CJ Gunn got into double digits just in that first quarter, and now he has 17 through the first half.
Homestead starting off with it as we're getting rolling here in the second half of play. Spartans down 5. They could really get going early in the second half. That'd be huge. Lawyer in the corner. Guarded by Royster toward the baseline. Give to Swing. Thought about 3. Takes a mid-range jumper instead. That one looked awkward, and it did not go in. Deep outlet pass from Gunn to Brown. Jumper out the baseline. Caught nothing but air. And Swing with the board.
Good look early in this second half for the Wildcats, just not able to capitalize on that one.
Lawyer with it for the Spartans. Feeds a gritty Swing, tried to lead him on like a quarterback. Ball out of bounds, but stays with the Spartans.
Spartans really looking for a nice shot here to try to cut it down to one possession. Look for either Leaper down low or Lawyer outside.
They give Leaper down low, and he finishes in the paint.
And that's exactly what you want if you're the Spartans. Get easy looks at the basket, start getting some consistent offensive scoring.
Bowles with it for the Wildcats. Moves inside quickly. Andrew Leaper's there to stop him. And a missed pass to Mac Brown sails to the sideline.
That one just huge miscommunication. Just Brown sending that one out of bounds.
Just a few feet away from his head coach. Gotta be a little careful. Fletcher Lawyer with it for the Spartans. Kapowicki in the corner, moving to the paint, and he is blocked, denied by Miles, or by Omar Cooper Jr.
And what a play here on the defensive end. I think Omar Cooper Jr. might have sent it one way and then gunned the other.
Cooper Jr., he's been playing great defense so far. Gotten several blocks. Lawyer's three, not in the basket. Gun crossed the court for the Wildcats. Oh, and he lost it. Great defense by Swing. Lawyer, fast break layup. Fouled on the way up.
Nice job there by the Spartans getting out in transition and attacking the basket. And on that offensive possession for the Wildcats, just Gunn was a little out of control. Needs to slow it down a little bit and help out this Wildcat offense.
That foul puts Bowles into pretty much foul trouble with 3 fouls here as the third quarter is just getting going. Made that first free throw. Fletcher Lawyer looking good today. He's got 13 points. The free throw line, though, has not been his strong suit, just shooting 3 of 7 right now. Cooper Jr. feeds Royster. Out to Brown, three-pointer. No good, too strong. Out of bounds, Homestead ball.
A nice look there for the Wildcats. Just they're not being able to get shots going in early on in this third quarter, so they're going to have to start attacking the basket to get more consistent looks.
Lawyer got some space in the paint. He got by Bowles in a big way, and Kapowicki fed him the ball.
Nice job by Lawyer attacking the basket, cutting inside, and finding himself wide open for that easy lay-in.
Bowles handoff to Gunn. He almost lost his footing. I like how he tried to act like it didn't happen. Nice little rebound he got. Cooper Jr. right wing. There's North bench. Clapping it up. They want something here. CJ Gunn for 3. Not in. And a foul called. That's a rebounding foul on Grant Leaper. That's on Homestead. So baseline inbound coming up for the Wildcats.
Just a mistake giving the Wildcats another opportunity to score.
Cooper Jr. off the glass, not in the basket. Another whistle blown. And another foul on Homestead. This time on Andrew Leaper.
And the Wildcats' aggressiveness trying to get offensive rebounds working out very well right now, leading to multiple Homestead fouls.
Cooper Jr. with it, top of the key. Feeds Gunn, deep 3. Caught nothing but air. Fast break swing. Got it to go with CJ Gunn collapsing on him. Timeout called by Coach Jack Kiefer. Spartan fans and the bench getting loud. They are up 3 after being down heading in to the second half.
And how about these Spartans on an 8-0 run to start off this second half?
And they are really firing on all cylinders right now, despite the team already picking up 2 fouls. They've really stepped up on the defensive end. Forced Lawrence North into long possessions that are ending in nothing.
Yeah, and we've seen Lawrence North get some good looks from beyond the arc, but they just haven't been able to knock them down yet. Coach Kiefer right now in the break probably telling his team get some good looks inside, try to see the ball start to fall through the hoop in this second half, and then things can start working outside the arc.
You know, that was not the face of a happy head coach in the Lawrence North huddle. This second half start that the Wildcats are having, not up to Coach Kiefer's standards. Cooper Jr. with it for Lawrence North. Moving in on Grant Leaper. Nice feed down low to Royster, but he can't finish.
And if you're the Wildcats, that's exactly what you wanted coming out of the timeout. A nice look down low, but just not able to capitalize.
Homestead's defense just collapsing in the paint, really stepping up. Lawyer deep three, no good at the front of the iron. Rebound on the ground in Bowles' hands. And a foul on Kyron Kalpawiki as he tried to get it back for Homestead.
Nice effort fighting for that ball between Bowles and Kalpawiki, and Bowles able to come out on top.
Just the first personal of this game for Kalpawiki. Lawrence North on offense, down 3. Trying to get something going as they've been shut down in this third quarter so far.
Still have yet to score early on in this second half, 4 minutes in already.
Bowles trying to change that, and he gets it with a swish.
Nice job there by Bowles, ending the cold stretch for the Wildcats.
Swing, top of the key, feeds Kalpawiki left wing, back to swing. Now Lawyer, back to swing. They're keeping it around the perimeter right now.
And with a slow start to the second half, the Wildcats looking to be in zone defense right now, a 2-3.
Trying to change whatever they can up as Homestead, like we said, firing on all cylinders right now. Lawyer, how about 3? Oh, yeah! Fletcher Lawyer from beyond the arc, and Homestead's up 2 possessions.
And what a move there by Fletcher Lawyer. Catches it, sees the defender Bowles coming closely to close out, gets him in the air with a pump fake, sidesteps, and he buries that 3.
Mac Brown with it for the Wildcats. Tough feed to Royster. He gives Cooper Jr. corner 3. Rolling around and out. Wildcats needed that one badly.
And it almost seems like a lid's on this rim in the second half for Lawrence North. Just nothing falling. We saw just the one shot from Bowles a couple possessions ago drop for the Wildcats, but nothing else in this second half.
Meanwhile, Homestead, their rim has got to be about 2 inches wider. They are really, really getting going on offense. Andrew Leaper, corner 3. No good, side of the iron, not kind. CJ Gunn crossed the court to the baseline, mid-range jumper. Not on target, and Grady swings there for the board. Kalpawiki, layup blocked. CJ Gunn. Nice defense from behind. And a timeout called by Coach Kiefer.
CJ Gunn been playing great on both sides of the ball throughout tonight and made another great defensive play.
Homestead up 4. Big second half start the Spartans are having as they are getting to Lawrence North right now.
Rethink your limits.
Spartans up 4 over the Wildcats, who have only gotten 2 points in this second half of play. Homestead After being down 5 points heading into the locker room, right now they are really showing up.
Yeah, how about these Spartans on an 11-2 run to start this second half, firing on all cylinders on both ends of the court.
Ready swing with it for Homestead. Kapwicki back to swing. Homestead's been hanging around the perimeter a lot on their last few possessions.
And the Wildcats sticking with the zone defense here.
Whistle blown, and a foul on Lawrence North. Just the team's second. And that one's Cooper Jr.'s second as well. Baseline inbound, Kapwicki. Tried to get it into Andrew Leeper, stolen by Gunn. Fast break, Mac Brown back to Gunn with the alley-oop jam.
CJ Gunn doing it all tonight, slamming it in. Once again there, and he's knocked down multiple threes. He has been an electric scorer from tip-off all the way throughout this ballgame.
He is up to 19 points alongside Fletcher Lawyer. Both those two stepping up, and that's Gunn for Lawrence North, elevating for the jam on that last possession. Grady swing with it for the Spartans, give to Kapwicki. Homestead's really slowing the game down.
Homestead just taking their time. They now have a lead, so no reason to play with urgency. Just slow it down, limit mistakes, and try to hold on to their slim lead.
They're kind of pulling what Lawrence North did in the fourth quarter of this matchup 2 years ago, where the Wildcats were up 2 and they held the ball. Homestead, they're up 2 right now, nearing the end of the third quarter, and they're doing the same thing, playing some cat and mouse.
And one crazy storyline to think about in this game is it was 18-14 at the end of the first quarter. Lawrence North scoring 18 points in the first quarter, but only 13 cents.
And that includes just 9 in the second quarter. Homestead, they only got 8 though. Really, the scoring was shut down in the second. Third quarter as well for Lawrence North, but Homestead's been keeping up.
Now with just 6 seconds left, Homestead going to be inbounding, trying to get the last second shot to end this third quarter, get the lead up to 2 possessions.
Swing to inbound, gets it into Lawyer. He's got a bit of space and gets it off the glass to go. CJ Gunn, 3/4 court shot, no good, and that is how the third quarter ends. Heading into the final stanza of play, Homestead up 4 over the visiting Wildcats.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Spartans up 4 heading into the final quarter of play. Looking at some game stats from the first 3. Shooting has been pretty even between these two teams, pretty much everywhere. Both are kind of struggling from beyond the arc. Homestead's been able to get it going a bit in the third quarter, but still both teams below 30%.
Yeah, both teams not really shooting too well tonight. But the main difference so far in this ballgame, it's got to be the rebounds. Just looking at 24 rebounds for the Spartans versus 17 for the Wildcats. The Spartans' ability to out-rebound the Wildcats has been crucial to them getting this 4-point lead.
Lawrence North head coach Jack Kiefer, 5 wins away from 800 with Lawrence North. He's looking for his 4th tonight, or to be 4 away. They cannot afford to have a similar quarter like they did in the third here in the final of this game. Bulls with it for the Wildcats. He feeds Gunn, now Mac Brown, left wing. Cooper Jr., he gives to Royster. Bulls, tough layup, no good. tight defense from the Spartans offensive board for Lawrence North. Gunn gets some space off the glass and into the basket.
A nice Euro step finish there for CJ Gunn. Just consistently finishing with a high efficiency.
Big question that we have for Homestead. What are they going to do? They're not going to hold on this possession. They'll let Andrew Leeper take a mid-range jumper. A whistle blown as Grant Leeper is on the floor. Royster was with him. He got back up. That's a double foul on both Grant Leeper and Danny Royster. That is the third for Grant Leeper. That's the second time he's been caught up in a double foul in this game.
He's been really fighting for position left and right, trying to get the rebounds, fighting hard, and that's just going to lead to some physical contact outside of the game of basketball sometimes.
Lawrence North down 2 possessions. Feels like if Homestead might hold the ball on their possessions, Wildcats might need something on every chance they've got. Cooper Jr. for 3. Not in the basket, and Kalpawiki's there for the rebound.
Lawrence North still struggling to hit from beyond the arc in this second half.
Grant Leeper, difficult layup, and he's fouled on the way up. Danny Royster called for it down low. Grant Leeper, a 41% free throw shooter, heading in to this 2-day, 2-game for Homestead. He makes the first. Spartans up 5.
And Leeper on the season with 4 or 6 points per game, and he has 6 here tonight.
This is the second one. Ball out of bounds. It's off of Lawrence North. Danny Royster tried to save it, but it came off his foot.
And that's huge there for the Spartans, getting another second chance opportunity when Lawrence North really needed a stop.
Kalpawiki inbound to Lawyer. Leading scorer for the Spartans. Give to Leeper. Kalpawiki corner 3. Yes! Kyron Kalpawiki getting the bench alive.
And how about Kalpawiki there, knocking down the 3 after Leeper gave him the extra pass, leading to that triple for the Spartans.
CJ Gunn fouled up as he was going for a layup. He's going to the line for 2.
Leeper just with that extra pass to Kalpawiki, who was able to bury a huge 3 for the Spartans, putting them up 8 with 6 minutes left in this game. Lawrence North needing some momentum to start going their way very quickly.
Spartans have got to feel pretty confident right now with where they are. CJ Gunn, he has been trying his best to keep the Wildcats in this one. He's up to 22 points, shooting above 50%.
He has played great on both ends tonight and already up to 23 points. He has just played phenomenal.
He's had a busy set of games. On Friday, he got 21 against North Central. Right now, 6 minutes left in the fourth, and he's got 23.
He's just playing great basketball right now, being an unstoppable force on the offensive end.
Brady swing with it for the Spartans. Gives to Kalpawiki. Back to swing at center court. And this might be where the Spartans make some passes to buy time. Cooper Jr. caught on to the quick feed to swing, though.
And the Spartans up by 6 with 5:40 left in this game. They're definitely going to be taking their time on the offensive end, trying to limit the amount of possessions that will be left in this ball game.
Swing with it, give to Kalpawiki. He feeds Andrew Leeper. Fires back to Kalpawiki. Spartans 12-5 on the season. Looking for win number 13 against Lawrence North. Oh, and that was kind of a bailout from Andrew Leeper to Kalpawiki. Lawyer, deep 3 off the front of the iron and out. Bulls has it, fast break. 3 for Brown, no, too strong. And Lawrence North still coming up empty on crucial possessions.
And once again, that was a good look for the Wildcats, they just have not been able to knock down the crucial shots in this second half.
Swing with it for Homestead. The baseline. Tried to get a bounce pass to Lawyer. Out of bounds. Off of the Wildcats. A substitution here for Lawrence North. Bryson Bond in for Mike Brown. And a timeout taken by Coach Kiefer. 4:42 left in this fourth quarter. Full timeout. Homestead up 6. Can they keep the lead, or can the Wildcats get something going and make this a ball game?
To get you home.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat you up when you go home. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait. I'm just gonna bite you.
Oh, baby, that looks amazing. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the Point 91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
Welcome back to Spartan Arena. Spartans up 6, 4:42 left in the ball game. Lawrence North trying to come back, but their offense has been stagnated in this second half.
Yeah, in this second half, it's been a 19-8 Homestead margin of leading just by 11. They really have played dominant in this second half after Lawrence North controlled for most of that first half.
Gritty swing with it for Homestead. Cowboyke and Lawyer have seemed to be the two players passing around from beyond. Swing will take a 3 and in. That is the kind of shot that could demoralize Lawrence North completely.
And now for Lawrence North, they're going to have to be start playing very efficient on the offensive end and hit a lot of big shots to cut into this deficit.
Gunn layup no good, but he finishes getting his own rebound.
A nice attack of the basket there by Gunn, quickly answering the swing 3.
Oh, and a steal by Royster. Lawrence North trying to get something going, and that's a foul on Fletcher Lawyer as C.J. Gunn went hard to the floor.
And that's just the 6th foul on the Spartans, so not yet in the bonus are the Wildcats.
C.J. Gunn, 25 points in this game. Doing whatever he can to help his team get back in this one. Down 7, under 4 left in the game.
And he's going to have to continue his efficient offense performance if he wants to cut back into this lead.
A whistle blown as C.J. Gunn was driving inside. That's a foul on Homestead. That puts Lawrence North in the bonus. 7th foul. The officials haven't acknowledged it yet. And now one of the officials signals 1 and 1.
So C.J. Gunn, a 69% free throw shooter on the season, heading to the charity stripe.
Makes the first one. These are crucial free throws for Lawrence North. They've been shooting lights out from the charity stripe.
And Gunn, he's been playing efficient tonight, above 50% from the field, and he's played great with those 26 points.
And he missed a crucial second one there. Homestead on offense again.
And the Spartans once again going to be looking to slow it down and take their time on offense. Try to limit the possessions left in this ball game to make it harder for Lawrence North to come back.
2-possession game. 6-point lead for Homestead. Grant Lieberg got space.
Just miscommunication there by the Wildcats. being too focused on the perimeter and leaving Grant Leaper wide open, no one near him for a dunk.
Oh, big three by CJ Gunn.
What a triple from CJ Gunn. He's up to 29 now on the night, and he is keeping his team in it here.
Ball on the floor off of CJ Gunn and Lawrence North. They almost came up with what could have been a critical steal.
And how about that three from Gunn from deep three-point range? Nothing but nylon.
From the parking lot. He shot that one from way far out. A bold shot, too, when your team is down 8. Looking for something. Foul on CJ Gunn. That's just his second. Team's 5th. Another inbound here for Homestead. Gets in safely to Fletcher Lawyer.
And now the Wildcats only have one more foul to give before the Spartans enter the bonus, so they're going to have to be careful fouling on these defensive possessions.
Fletcher Lawyer with it for Homestead. 2:30 left. Spartans up 5. And Homestead's hanging around the perimeter, buying time. CJ Gunn fouls pretty much because he has to. Coach Kiefer not happy. Talking with CJ Gunn, maybe did not want to foul in that scenario. No more fouls to give for the Wildcats.
I think the Wildcats right now are just looking to try and force a turnover. CJ Gunn playing a little too aggressive, though, and fouling multiple times on this possession.
Andrew Leaper, pass out Kalpawiki, and that was a critical mistake by Andrew Leaper. Went up for a shot that he had no space to take, and then tried to get one to Kalpawiki in the corner, but that pass was nowhere near him.
Andrew Leaper not able to get the bailout pass there. And now Lawrence North with a critical possession, down by 5 here.
Oh, a foul on Grady's swing. He hacked at CJ Gunn's arm. And he's going to the line.
And how about Coach Chris Johnson for the Spartans? The 13th winningest coach in Indiana, and he's not happy with that call on the Spartans on that last possession.
Free throw no good by CJ Gunn. He needed that one to fall. He needed 2 of them, preferably. Under 2 minutes left in this game. And that's a foul on Lawrence North.
Now it's going to start being a free throw game to close this one out, as Homestead leading by 5 with 1:48 left.
They fouled Kyron Kalpawiki, a 79% free throw shooter.
And on that last foul, Bowles was the 4th Wildcat starter to get to 3 fouls on the night.
And our next game coming up here on Homestead Live. Homestead versus Northrop should be a big one. 7-7, 2-2. The Bruins are with Jalen Jackson. Don't want to miss it. Big game in the conference. Homestead pretty much has to win out to keep their title hopes alive. Cooper Jr. can't finish, but Gunn's there to clean up with second chance points.
Gunn keeping his team in this game once again with those second chance points.
Grant Leaper double teamed. And a foul on the Wildcats. Or no, correction, a timeout. It's taken by Homestead. As Grant Leaper was being trapped. Upcoming schedule for Homestead, only 6 games left in the season. Man, this season has really flown by. We've got Northrop on the 28th, and then in February, New Haven, Wayne, Concordia, Carroll, and Norwell to wrap up the season.
It's going to be a tough schedule for the Spartans coming up. Northrop, although just a 7-7 team on the year, have an electric scorer in Jalen Jackson.
5-point advantage for the Spartans. Coach Jack Kiefer talking with his team in the huddle. He is the second all-time and current winningest head coach with 795 wins with Lawrence North in 856 and 50 years coaching. Fletcher Lawyer, he's having a great game today. 21 points below his season average, but still above 20 and really helping this team in a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, it's rare for somebody to have 21 points and be below their season average, but it just shows you the dominant season Lawyer has been having.
He has 21 of Homestead's 48. Near half of the team scoring. There's a foul on Omar Cooper Jr. That'll send Grady Swing to the line.
Swing at 84% free throw shooter on the season. Shooting 2 big ones here, trying to help out the Spartans.
He's got 8 points in this game. 100% from beyond, 100% from the line, and keeps it that way in the first. If he could make this next one and make it a 3-possession game, that could be a dagger for Homestead to get the advantage they need. And he misses the second. Lawrence North keeps their hopes alive with that miss. Cooper Jr. heading to the baseline. Bails out to Bowles. Moves in. Tough shot over Kapowicki. Oh, and a foul. A foul on Bowles. He got the shot to go, but that is a charge.
Bowles just with the mistake, being out of control, going into the paint. What a job by Kyron Kapowicki, setting up, drawing the charge.
Homestead just trying to get it clean across the floor. Whistle blown, and a foul on Cooper Jr. Ball went out of bounds. The Lawrence North bench was hoping that would be a turnover, but instead, Kyron Kapowicki to the line.
Kapowicki is 79% free throw shooter on the season, with a chance to almost ice this ball game, make it a 3-possession game with just over a minute left.
It's the first. Double bonus as well, as Lawrence North reached their 10th foul. And Homestead, they are shooting fantastic from the line. 12 of 15. Make it 13 to 16, 2 of 2 trip for Kapowicki. Lawrence North trying to buy all the time they can. Cooper Jr. gives to CJ Gunn, gets some space for 3. And he is fouled on the way up. He will get 3 free throws. That one's on Grady Swing, his 4th. He is well into foul trouble.
And that's exactly what you don't want to do if you're the Spartans on the defensive end. Up by 8 with 1 minute left, fouling on a 3-pointer might have been the worst thing they could have done.
But CJ Gunn, he has been cold from the line, and he misses his first. 31 points in this game, but from the charity stripe, he has been struggling. Hits the second. Makes this a 7-point game. He really needs this third one to make it a 2-possession.
And then coming out, if he is able to make it.
And he can't. He cannot hit it. Lawyer out of bounds. And a foul on CJ Gunn, as he pretty much forced the Lawyer to fall out of bounds.
And now to send Lawyer to the free throw line when the Spartans are now in double bonus is not what you want to do, as Lawyer is the best free throw shooter on this team, shooting 85%.
He's got 21 points in this ball game. Leading scorer for the Spartans. It's the first, and it is a 8-point game. Second one good as well. 53-44. Lawrence North needs a miracle to come back under a minute left. CJ Gunn, mid-range jumper, and that is well short.
And the Spartans really have taken over this ball game now.
A timeout called by Coach Johnson as Lawyer was in some trouble. 9-point lead for Homestead as they are inching closer and closer to finishing this one off. Looking at some game stats, the shooting has been cleaned up by Homestead from beyond the arc. They're shooting 33% now, 40% from the field. Lawrence North, they have just been cold, especially from beyond, 24% 60% from the line, too.
Yeah, it's really just been a struggle from the three-point shooting for the Wildcats that has hurt them in this ball game. We've just seen their three-point percentage drop in the second half, while we've seen the Spartans go up, and that's not a good sign for the Wildcats.
Lawrence North heading into this game, ranked number 16 in the AP poll, number 18 in the coaches poll, number 17 according to Jeff Sacran's computer ratings. And they're at risk of falling in all of those if Homestead can hang on and win this one. Homestead, meanwhile, they're outside of the AP poll, but ranked number 11 in the coaches poll. They're looking for some respect from that media poll. They want to be back in there. If they can get this crucial win against a top team in the state, that would be huge to their resume.
It would be a huge response after losing to Snyder last week to knock off this great Wildcat team.
2 incredibly high-scoring games against Columbia City and Northside, and then this big win against Lawrence North. It would really improve their resume if they can finish this week off 3-0, making statements in all those games. 20 seconds left. A foul called as Bryson Bond gets his 4th. Fletcher Lawyer to the line. He can make this a double-digit game. We're looking at the contrast between the Homestead side of the fans and the Lawrence North side of the fans. It's clear that Homestead, they're going to be walking away with this one.
Yeah, you just see Homestead fans on their feet cheering, and then Lawrence North fans quite the opposite.
And a timeout called by Coach Kiefer. So he wants to talk with his team. Down 10 with 17 seconds left. Not much of a chance here for the Wildcats. Coach Kiefer still wanting to talk to his team. Wildcats play to the end, and I'm sure that on their last possession, they're drawing up something.
Yeah, the Wildcats playing to the finish line in this one, even though it is now out of their reach, just trying to finish out this game strong.
Homestead, they're going to improve to 13-5 and get a crucial out-of-conference win. They'll finish this week 3-0 with wins against Northside, Columbia City, and Lawrence North, all against 4A teams, all against teams with winning records. Crucial SAC win. Homestead, they have had a very nice week. Second one good as well for Fletcher Lawyer. 55-44 the score. Cooper Jr. across the floor. Spins around Grant Leaper. Gets some space and gets a nice layup to go. And another timeout taken by Coach Kiefer. 8 seconds left. Team down 9. He'll take a full timeout as he wants to discuss the plans with his team.
Yeah, Kiefer just trying to get his team back into this one, but it is too late as they are currently down 9 with 8 seconds left.
Don't forget to catch the next girls game as the #1 Homestead Spartans take on Class 3A's South Bend St. Joseph. Their 15-8 final out-of-conference game, 1 of 2 remaining on the schedule for Homestead overall. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, that definitely will be a fun one against St. Joseph for the Lady Spartans.
Homestead #1 in all 3 major polls and ratings. 4A media poll, the coaches poll, and Jeff Sacran's computer ratings. They have stepped up this season behind Ayanna Patterson, Allison Stevens, and Molly Stock.
Yeah, they have really had a great season overall.
Coach Kiefer still in the huddle with his team. He has been using all of this last minute with his squad. The mentality in that Lawrence North bench seems to be, this game isn't over yet. Andrew Leaper intentionally fouled as he will go to the line for 2 free throws. That was on C.J. Gunn. His 5th, and he is out of the ball game. 32 points for C.J. Gunn, leading scorer in this game. His performance just wasn't enough for the Wildcats.
Yeah, even though he was able to play great with those 32 points, it just was not enough for this Wildcat team as the Spartans just on the offensive end really took over and on the defensive end in the second half.
Shooting 2, Andrew Leeper. He's got 8 points in this game. Shooting 43%. Misses that first one. But he's had a critical role in this one. He's played great defense. Near double digits in points. Solid performance again by number 20. Can't get the second one either. Quick cross the court, Lawrence North. 3-pointer by Brown. Doesn't get it to go. And that shot pretty much summarizes the second half for the Wildcats as Homestead walks away with a 55-46 win over the Wildcats.
Yeah, nice finish there for the Spartans. They played a dominant second half all around and were able to close it out nicely.
And Homestead improves to 13-5, another big out-of-conference win against a top 25 team in the Saccharin ratings. They really dominated in this one in that second half. 9-point game, low-scoring one, but Homestead cruised.
Yeah, Homestead was able to get this nice victory, mainly due to that nice second half performance.
Let's go down to sideline reporter Jenna Lane with the 25-point score in Fletcher Lawyer.
Thanks, Brayden. I'm here with senior Fletcher Lawyer. And Fletcher, a big win for Homestead over Lawrence North. You guys were trailing at the half, so what changed in the second half?
Yeah, we knew coming out in the second half we'd have to play harder D, and just coming out, we knew we'd have to step up, get stops, rebound, and push the ball, and we did just that.
A lot of people were calling this an IU versus Purdue rivalry between you and CJ Gunn. We know that your teammates in AAU with CJ, but what's it like playing against him in high school?
Yeah, it's real cool. We were together, so playing against one of my brothers is real cool to do, and knowing we get to go against each other the next 4 years is something special, and come out with the win.
Tonight's game doesn't mean anything in the standings, but how much confidence does this team get to knock off powerhouse programs like Lawrence North?
Yeah, it's great to us. Obviously, we dropped one last week that we didn't to, but just getting our confidence going and getting into March, and we're ready to play, and we let everyone know that.
And three wins this week since last Friday's loss in conference play. Are you guys getting to the level you need to be at as we head into the final month of the season?
Yeah, each and every practice, each and every game, we're getting ready to go. And I think we're learning that and we're improving, and we're trusting our coaches. Our coaches are trusting us, so we're getting ready to go.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brayden, back to you.
Thank you, Jenna. Big performance by Fletcher Lawyer, 25 points. Homestead wins by 9. OPS postgame report coming up with Anthony Gary and Noah Lance.
To get you home.
Ooh, I'm gonna eat you up when you go home. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait. I'm just gonna bite you.
Oh, baby. That looks amazing. Marcos, pizza lovers get it.
Marco's Pizza, located at 10345 Illinois Road, inside the shops of Scott Road. Thank you, Marcos, for supporting the .91 FM and being a proud sponsor of Homestead Media's athletics coverage.
Welcome courtside to the OPS post-game show. I'm Anthony Gary alongside Noah Lance. And Noah, big comeback for the Spartans in the second half. They really got the job done.
They had a huge second half, and it was led by Fletcher Lawyer, but his teammates stepped up a lot, more than CJ Gunn. CJ Gunn did not get any help, and he had to lead the charge. He wasn't able to do it as much as Fletcher Lawyer, and the Spartans were able to come away victorious.
And that's been a theme for the last 3 games for the Homestead. It has been a lot more than just Fletcher Lawyer. Yesterday, Kyron Kalpawiki had 5 threes. And today, the supporting cast really stepped up. You can tell Fletcher Loyer is starting to trust his teammates a lot more.
Every single starter had 6 or more points in that game, and that's really helping them out get these wins, especially when they're coming from behind in the second half. You need everybody to be stepping up in it, and that's what they did today.
And the team really did a great job. They really improved on the stats. As we now take a look at the stats for the entire game, the shooting got a lot better for Homestead. They were 27% from beyond the arc at the end of the first half. Now they ended 33. Same with the shooting from the field.
And they were 29% going into half from the field, 46% for Lawrence North. So it really flipped the script in the second half. Lawrence North could not buy a 3 at all. 22% is going to kill you. And then when you look at the free throws stats, that's where Homestead really got this big lead. They were able to knock down their free throws, especially late. They got into the double bonus, and when Lawrence North got to the line, they weren't able to knock theirs down.
And we say it all the time. Our counterparts, Brayden, Carroll, Johanningsmeier, say it all the time. You win games getting rebounds in at the free throw line. You can just tell Homestead, they dominate in those categories, out-rebounding Lawrence North by 8 rebounds, and then the free throw shooting was so crucial late in the game.
And they're a bigger team. They don't play like it much, and they aren't a very physical team, but they've stepped up, especially recently, against these stronger teams. The Leaper brothers, very tall, but they need to play stronger. That's what they've been doing, getting these big boards and getting these big wins.
And that was another big theme for the game for both teams today. It was very, very physical. Homestead, Lawrence North, a lot of fouls called. CJ Gunn, he fouled out in the final minutes of the game, and everyone ended up being in foul trouble.
And all of the Lawrence North players that finished the game had 3 or more fouls. It just really led to that. And Homestead able to capitalize on those. We talked about the free throws, knocking so many down, 22 attempts and making 17, and it led from the fouls.
And we had a really good game today. Noah, any final thoughts?
Well, Homestead, if they can continue to get the other starters involved and not have all the pressure on Fletcher Loyer, they could do really well in the postseason.
And that is certainly true. And with that, we're going to wrap things up for today's live stream. Final score, Homestead 55, Lawrence North 46. On behalf of Brayden Carroll and Noah Johanningsmeier up in the booth, sideline reporter Jenna Lane and Noah Lance, I'm Anthony Gary saying so long from Spartan Arena. This has been a presentation of Spartan Boys Basketball on Homestead Live. Have a great rest of your weekend.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.